Thank you. Thank you. My name is Leland Klassen, and this is Comedy Street. Welcome, folks. Welcome to Comedy Street. We have got a great show for you tonight. We've got a great comedian, and he's fabulous. I've worked with him before. Folks, make him feel at home. Sid Koop. Big round of applause for Sid Koop. Yeah. You've been here before, haven't you, sir? Yeah. Excellent. It's good to see some youngsters, not youngsters, I don't want to label you, but you're not in your 30s, am I right? No? How old are you? 14, 16. It's just random, they're jumping around. So 14 to 16 in around there? What, do you guys go to school? Yeah, no, okay. You want to enlighten me on that one? What's the deal there? He's 16, he can't drive. I didn't say driving school. I was talking about school. You don't go to school? Who needs it, eh? Don't go to school. That's the message. No, wait, no. Go to school. No, what do you homeschooled? Something like that? You get half the semester off. You're a troubled teen, aren't you, sir? Yeah. And that's why you're on the street. The Comedy Street, huh? Yeah. What's your name, sir? Darren. Big round of applause for Darren. Folks, if he keeps up at this pace, next episode he'll be a bum on the street here. Okay? So I'm kidding. I'm kidding, of course, sir. Good to have you guys out here, though. Good to have a great-looking bunch here. Yeah, good. Sir, what's your name here? Joe. Joe, you're speaking with the... Oh, sorry, I caught you right when you're eating. Is that the... No. So, Joe, what do you do, Joe? You own a fitness center also? Just like myself, or what? Who owns... Darren, do you own a fitness center? I must have missed that. My listening skills are not quite what they used to be. Show just started. Hey, Joe? Just started. We don't... Joe's dropping the ball, huh? So you own a fitness center? Tell us a little bit about that. Is it fun? You enjoy that? Are you pretty fitness freakish yourself? Or I don't know the word. It's women's only. Oh, you're Joe, huh? So what do you do there then? He doesn't work at all. He doesn't speak for himself either, I guess, huh? There we go. Do you not work? Is that true? Oh, is that right? What kind of things? A typical day. What do you do? I'm on the phone a lot. You're on the phone a lot. You don't work, do ya? Yeah. Come clean. Darren, you looking for work? Because I can hook you up here. He's got a semester off, so yeah. Oh, it's great to have you guys out. So now I'm interested. I heard you guys hooting and hollering earlier this evening. Where are you guys from? You from here? Are you with the CHVN? Yes, we are. He's got the... You better believe we are. It's a beautiful -15 outside. What? So you're an on-air personality then? You're not. Maybe you should think about it. I think you got a career there, my friend. What's your name? Jeff. Oh, that's right. I mean, was that right? Joe, hey? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Jeff, so if you were a DJ, what would you give yourself a name? Like if you were going to switch and go on air, what would you do? Cool guy. That's funny. Come on. I don't know. Was that too mean? Was that? No, sir. I mean, I don't want to come, ragging on the teens here or anything. But yeah, you're slouching. You're slouching. Sit up here. Come on. Look at this guy. His spine was like. Brrr. You might be able to help him out, Joe. Yeah. All right, you folks ready to get the show rolling? Are you ready to? You guys are in for a real treat. The political comedy of Sid Koop. He's an incredible, funny man and insightful as well. Folks, put your hands together for Sid Koop.
Nice to be here, folks. You guys are a great crowd. Just give yourselves a hand right now. You guys are awesome. Nice to be here. Yeah, we drove today from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan to be here. Yeah, thanks. Saskatchewan, we got to be the world leaders in everything, you know. We're hoping to have the number one twinned by 2010. If they were all winners, would I be here? No, I'm just joking. What a great setup you guys have here. This is awesome. Isn't this sweet? This is beautiful. This is really nice. We were driving here. I don't want you folks to take this the wrong way, but we were driving here today, and you know you're from Saskatchewan when you drive into Manitoba and you're really jealous of the economic prosperity you see all around you. They got shoulders on the roads? What? Oh, yeah, I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Saskatchewan boy. And we had like 3 people here from Saskatchewan, isn't that right? Where are you guys? Okay. Funny, you do a show in Alberta and you go, so who here is from Saskatchewan? The whole room gives you a standing ovation. I thought Fort Saskatchewan and Calgary were different names for the same place up until about a year and a half ago. Yeah, Saskatchewan, what a place, eh? Big things going on in Saskatchewan right now. We just got ourselves a new premier. Thank you. Thanks. The man's name is Leland Klassen. He's an NDP premier. We're glad to have him, of course. I hear he's a good man, NDP, ugly man. Ugly man. He's about 50. He looks like Ebenezer Scrooge going through a midlife crisis. Folks, he's an ugly man. If you're living in, you guys feel sorry. Oh yeah, you guys have like an NDP government here, don't you? I gotta watch what I'm saying. So if you're living in Saskatchewan right now, Leland Klassen's your premier, Jean Chrétien is your prime minister. It's almost like being ugly helps you get further along in politics. I don't think his real name is Jean Chrétien. I think it's Relic from the Beachcombers, and he just got his name. He just got his name changed. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's why the Canadian Alliance is doing so poorly. They got Ken Doll for a leader, for heaven's sakes. We got to do something to make Stockwell a little more ugly, eh? We got to put him in the Senate, fatten him up a little bit, add some weight. I had an idea. If the Canadian Alliance is going to get ahead, and we got to use this ugliness thing, I thought we should get Rex Murphy to be the new leader. Finance Minister Vicky Gabbro. Hey, I'm ugly. I can say this stuff. That's all right. Yeah, and then they got to get rid of the green and blue logo, the Canadian Alliance, and for their symbol, just use a big picture of Moose Jaw. I think, or Brandon, or Surrey. I guess. Every province has its embarrassing little secret. I used to live in Brandon a little while ago, so I can say that stuff, I guess. Yeah, NDP government, you gotta love them. Like I said, Saskatchewan's always got to be the world leader. Our government, we're so proud of them. They want to introduce cigarette ads on television. What do you guys think of that? Not very happy about that. Yeah, I don't know why they would do that. Nobody likes that. I say, let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and put cigarette ads on television with this one restriction. They have to be 100% honest. I think if you guys are booing that, that's why you're out of school, isn't it? Isn't it? I think if we had a 100% honest cigarette ad, I think it would look something like this. Move back a little bit so you guys can see. Imagine two guys sitting out in the deck, watching some football, just having a good old manly time. So, Donald, hot date tonight? Not with this breath. Why, Donald, whatever's the problem? Oh, it's my breath. It's so fresh and clean. And it's got this nagging minty scent. I don't know what to do. Have you considered smoking? Smoking will not only putrefy your breath, it will add a generally foul stench to your clothes, your car, and even your apartment. Oh, that's wonderful. Now, if only I could do something about this clean skin. Donald, you can. If you hate that fresh out of the shower look, cigarettes can put stains on your fingers in no time. And why put up with those dull white teeth when you could have $1 million golden smile? Oh, this sounds almost too good to be true. But can cigarettes do anything for me in the long run? Donald, health experts agree that over 50 major diseases are directly linked to cigarette smoking. And with over 30 resulting forms of cancer, you can rest assured your cigarettes will keep working for you long after they've seen the ashtray. This is almost too good to be true. But with a product this foul, they must have to practically give it away. No, Donald, this is the best part. At over $6 a pack, smoking can be a significant drain on your resources. All of those things you love to do will soon be completely inaccessible. In fact, you might even find yourself driven to crime. Oh, so the stink, the stains, the sickness, and the spending. That's right. Folks at home, why enjoy life when you could be held captive by something you hate? Cigarettes. Pick up a pack today. You guys are too kind. And I just broke the mic stand. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it'll fit back on there. Or not. I got it, ladies and gentlemen. Now watch it fall off halfway through my act. Yeah, Saskatchewan. Good old Saskatchewan. I can make fun of it, but you can't. No, I'm just kidding. Nobody saw that, right? Saskatchewan. We got funny politics in Saskatchewan. We got funny politics. We got about 100 MLAs in our legislature. 2 of them are liberal. 2 of them. It's kind of a joke. It's a lot like, the Liberal Party everywhere else, I guess. Kind of a joke. But it's really funny because right now, this weekend, while we're here, in Saskatchewan, there's a huge grassroots assembly of provincial Liberals trying to decide where to go in the future. It's in Prince Albert at Jim and Debbie's house. They're really excited about attendance. They brought up some chairs from the basement. I think they're cooking 2 roasts. But it's really funny because there's a leadership review going on. So one of the MPs is reviewing the other. And there's a big contest, this war of words escalating as these 2 MPs fight for the leadership of the party. They're trying to decide who gets to boss the other guy around. I'm not kidding, this is real. So they were interviewing one of them, Jim Mellenchuk, Just last night on the news, I was watching it. I was busting a gut. He was like, that Jack Hilson, he's a maverick. He's an outsider. He's half your party. I thought it was funny. Yeah. And I was talking about Moose Jaw before. I mentioned Moose Jaw. Grew up not far from Moose Jaw, actually, a little town called Cairnport. Anybody here ever heard of Cairnport? Oh, very interesting. Very interesting. For the uninitiated, I'll tell you, Cairnport is a little town in the middle of nowhere, but smack dab in the middle of this town is the nation's largest Bible college. It's sort of a funny anomaly. When we were children, when I was about 7 years old, we moved from Toronto to Cairnport. So my dad could start teaching there. Cairnport, at the same time, is like every other rural town in Saskatchewan, and probably Manitoba as well. And at the same time, unlike every other town. Like most towns, we had to find ways to entertain ourselves. So we would take place in the ritualistic Saturday afternoon gopher slaughter. And anybody here kill gophers for fun growing up? Yeah. See, when you're 6 years old, it's that awkward age when you're too young to own a gun, but you just got to kill something. You know? I guess I'm from Saskatchewan. I don't know if you guys are following this, but yeah. So my friend Greg and I, we would carry these 5-gallon pails of water. Some of you guys, do you remember this? Do you remember this method of execution? We would take these 5-gallon pails of water out into the field, pour the water down the hole, and when the gophers came up, we'd club them to death with a hockey stick. This girl's cringing. Don't use a hockey stick for something violent. Oh. No. This guy over here is just grinning. You're a police officer, aren't you? No? Okay, I just had to check. Anyway, we did this all afternoon, and by the end of the day, our little 8-year-old arms were just tired. You can imagine. So, did I say 6? 6-year-old arms. Anyway. Took us 2 years to kill him. Yeah, we were sitting there trying to relax and catch our breath, and my friend Greg turned to me and he said, Tim, there's got to be an easier way to do this. And I said, well, what do you propose? It's pretty good for a 6-year-old, eh? And he said, well, if gophers are this afraid of water, imagine how they'd react to fire. So we struck up this great plan. We went and bought some of those rolls of streamers that you can get at the store, you know, and we doused them with gasoline. And we were going to... You've done this, haven't you? And and the idea was you douse them with gasoline, you light them on fire, you roll them down the gopher hole. And the gophers come running up terrified, you know. In hindsight, a few things we probably should have done differently. A, probably should have measured the diameter of the gopher holes to make sure these things would fit. B, probably should have cleared some of the dry brush and weeds away from the edge of the gopher holes. I remember 3 days later, as the last of the fire trucks was pulling out and heading for home, my friend Greg and I had learned a valuable lesson. And that is that it's really, really fun to burn things. So the other things that we would do growing up in a town like this is go to church a lot. And this is one of the ways that this town is maybe a little unlike most towns. In this town, on Sunday morning, every single person in the town is in one church. One big church. I hope none of you are criminals. I don't want to destroy my hometown here. But anyway, so we it just occurred to me, somebody could go loot the whole town Sunday morning. Oh no. I'm from BC. Anyway, everybody is in church, it seems, all the time. There's like Wednesday night stuff, there's Tuesday night stuff, there's Sunday morning, there's Sunday evening. When you're 8 years old, you got to admit, it's a little hard to sit through church. Yes? It is a little hard to sit through church. So we would have to find ways to amuse ourselves in church. And when I was 8 years old, one of the things that I would do is I would take the words from hymns that my family was singing around me, and I would try to match them up with the tunes of my favorite TV theme songs. And I'd kind of like to sing a couple of them for you if I could. Okay. All right. The first one is Amazing Grace, sung to the tune of Happy Days. Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, when we've been there shining like the sun. When we've been there 10,000 years, when we've been there shining like the sun. We've no less days to sing his praise. We've no less days than when we first begun. I have to leave the province to do comedy just to keep my mom from hitting me. I'll just do one more for you. Just one more for you. This is Amazing Grace, again, good Baptist hymn, sung to the tune of Magnum P.I. Anybody here remember Magnum P.I.? But not fondly, I take it. All right, we'll try it out. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing his praise than when we first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Amazing, amazing grace. Growing up in Carenport, quite an event, actually. We had non-contact hockey in my hometown up until age 21. When I was 16 years old, I was playing on our midget non-contact team. I don't know how many of you are familiar with non-contact hockey. In non-contact hockey, you don't even have to wear masks because there's no slap shots. It's pretty pathetic. And on my team in Carenport, it was me, 4 girls, and 8 Japanese kids from Moose Jaw. Which was, I didn't understand. You're laughing a little too hard. It was kind of strange because we had this one guy in our team. He was the nicest guy. His name was Shoshirama. He was a 4th degree black belt playing non-contact hockey. And one day we were playing, and he got cross-checked into the boards head first. So he stood up, and in the blink of an eye, he jumped up, did a 360-degree spin, and kicked this kid in the face with his skate. Yeah. There was so much raw exposed flesh on the ice that my Japanese teammates started getting hungry for fish. I never did figure that out. Let's switch back to politics, shall we? They can edit that out. Oh, man. There's provincial politics, and then, of course, there's federal politics. What should we talk about first? Well, we got to talk about the big guy first, Prime Minister Jean Chrétien. Now, there seems to be an understanding that he's sort of an arrogant guy, that he enjoys power just a little bit too much. And I think I saw my first proof of that just the other day when I saw him on The Tonight Show. I guess he's trying to launch a singing career. He wants to be the first prime minister to get a major record deal. And he's doing a cover of a Beatles tune. I Feel Fine. You guys ever heard that song? Yeah, some of you have. Well, his version went something like this. Well, another election has come and gone, and it's going to be the same old John. I'm so happy. I'm still your prime minister, and I feel fine. The Alliance platform was better than mine, so I called them racist. Works every time. I'm so happy. I'm still your prime minister and I feel fine. All I had to do was to deceive you, and it's not that hard to make Canadians believe you. So you can call me the biggest liar alive. For me, I'm still living on Sussex Drive, so I'm happy. I'm still your prime minister and I feel fine. Preston Manning has sort of disappeared from the scene, hasn't he? Poor guy. He actually did stand-up comedy on Mike Bullard about a month and a half ago. Did anybody see that? I'm not making it... Anybody out of puberty see that? Anybody? No? Anyway, he had a really good experience, and he decided he wanted to do this regularly. So now he has his own TV show in Alberta. It's a children's show. It's called the Presto Manning Magic Hour. I saw an advertisement for it just the other day, and it looked something like this. Well, I'd like to thank you for tuning in to the Presto Manning Magic Hour. We're very happy to have you with us. Tonight's episode is entitled, Now You See It, Now You Don't. Thought it was appropriate that this is my show. A number of my friends are going to be joining me from the House of Commons. Of course, joining us first will be Finance Minister Paul Martin. He's going to start us off by taking a number of policies from our Reform Green Book, making them disappear and reappear in the Liberal Red Book. You're going to want to see that. Joining us also will be my old friend and adversary, Prime Minister John Chrétien, and he's going to take us on a little magical scavenger hunt of his home riding Shawinigan, showing us how he could make hundreds of thousands of dollars disappear into useless construction projects. We're excited about that. Also joining us will be my great friend, Joe Clark. And you're going to want to see his amazing trick as he makes the federal Tories disappear. Finally joining us on the show is going to be Human Resource Minister Jane Stewart. You're going to want to be there to see her grand finale as she makes $3 billion in tax money simply vanish up in smoke. So please join us tonight. We're glad to have you there. Thank you very much. Thank you. I don't know what it is, but it seems every time a politician gets in front of a TV camera, their intelligence drops about 50 IQ points. You guys ever notice that? By the way, I'm going to need a functional mic stand for my closing thing. So if anybody knows where to get one of those, that would be nice. I'm just hoping somebody went. I'm blinded. I can't see a thing, so I'll just assume. But it's amazing. I saw during the last federal election, this recent one, Alexa McDonough, leader of the NDP, ran a campaign ad which featured her and her only. And this was a real ad. I saw it with my own eyes. And this is what she said. We may never have formed the government, but we've always made a difference. Now, who reminds the voters right before an election that your party's never made government, folks? It's kind of like going up there and saying, you may never have trusted us with your country, yet we refuse to go away. This is dipping back into the files a little bit, but I think my favorite political blunder of all time was the submarine fiasco. Do you guys remember that? It's a few years ago now. The Canadian government finally stopped being cheap and bought 4 new submarines for our military. Problem is, they didn't want to buy nuclear submarines because of the environmental factor. So they got electrically powered submarines that can't stay underwater long enough to travel underneath the ice flows around our northern border. So they're useless to us. So I saw with my own eyes the press conference where he had to explain this to the country. And this is what he said. Well, in addition to the 4U submarine that we bought from the British, we have also purchased 7,000 pair of sponges so that the sailors can tie them to their feet and walk on the water to patrol Canada's coast. We are what? Sir, we were joking about the sponges, sir. We were joking about the sponges. You're fired. But Dad, go. Take this $600,000, buy a hotel. Go. Oh. Beautiful and subtle. Marvelously done. Give them a hand, folks. That was wonderfully done. Wonderfully done. Got one little game. This clearly isn't going to fit. Oh, well. Nice work. Give him a hand, folks. He's running to get another one. What a great guy. I'm going to need a volunteer. I got one little game that I want to play before I do my last thing. I need somebody with some dramatic experience, somebody who's not afraid to get up in front of people. Somebody like you. Come on up. It's your shining hour. Come on up. Come on over here. We're gonna, are you a timid boy? No. All right. We're going to play a little game called Two-Headed Politician. Two-headed politician. Now what we need is, it's okay, stop shaking. It's all right. What we're going to do, what's your name?
I'm Darren Hay.
Darren Hay. Darren, oh, bless you guys. Give them a hand, folks. Come on, keep it coming for these guys. That's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be fielding questions from the audience. We are the Liberal two-headed politician from Ottawa, and how we're going to answer your questions is like this. You will ask the question, and we will begin answering one word at a time. So if someone give us a sample question. All right. What's that? Are you going to lower the taxes? We won't. Period. All right, very good. Very good. All right. So we'll give this a try. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the two-headed politician from Ottawa. We are now fielding questions from the audience. Please feel free to shout them out wherever you are. Go ahead. That's a question
Please?
What
Is
the
question.
No. Next question, please. Gun control. We
Like
guns. But
there
bad. So
we
are
gonna
get
them
all. Next
time. Question.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a mic stand. Nice work. All right, we'll see you. Couple more questions for the two-headed politician.
Is the Prime Minister going to resign and let Paul Martin take over?
Hey.
That's
A
bad.
decision.
Because
He's
great.
word.
Up. Next.
Question.
More money for health care. We
Want
good
health.
care.
So
We're
gonna
take
your
money. One last question. One
last
question. What
about
the
helicopters.
they're
Just
fine. I
think
that
you
are.
weird.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Darren. Folks, my time here is done. I got one last little thing I want to do for you. It has become my conviction, ladies and gentlemen, that our House of Commons is in great peril. Not only is it a house of disarray and chaos, but the great name of our country is being dragged down because of it. Now, we need to remedy this with a good boost of public relations. And what better way to restore an aura of gentility and respect to our House of Commons than to present it to the people in the form of an opera? So with your permission, I would like to sing for you a House of Commons opera. We're just going to begin question period. We'll begin with the Leader of the Opposition, move through each of the parties, and the Prime Minister will have an opportunity to respond to each. Mr. Day, you may commence. Me. I'd like to open up by saying Canadian taxes need a cut. Please excuse me just 1 second, my wetsuit's creeping up my butt. Funny that the media won't let the wetsuit go away. Well, across the floor they're leaving our economy in disarray. There's so much corruption now we can't keep track of it all. There's no accountability. It's a patronage free-for-all. There's no receipts. The government spending records have all disappeared. I may be wearing activewear, but to me, that's what's looking weird. The media has told us all Canadians don't care a bit. So yes, I am doing these things, but I'm getting away with it. I may sound diabolical, I may sound rather sinister, but I'm the very model of a liberal prime minister. The Right Honorable Miss McDonough. We may never have formed government, but always make a difference. A single word, ineptitude, would be a fitting inference. We grab a hold of every passing social fad. Of this we're proud. I think my stockings have a run. Oops, did I say that out loud? We say we'll cut your taxes while increasing spending everywhere. We're going to pass a law requiring money to come from thin air. I learned a lesson from my mafia friend, the Big Bambino. If you're short, you can always build 2 more casinos. I have a majority, so I don't listen to what you say. But even if I did, I'd probably ignore it anyway. You look just like Kim Campbell. That's why you're a spinster. And I'm the very model of a liberal prime minister. And now we'll hear from the leader of the Progressive Conservative Party. I guess we'll be hearing from Mr. Bloc Québécois, from the Bloc Québécois, the Right Honorable Gilles Duceppe.
Well, the ice storm now is over, and we'd like to thank you for your help. But now that we don't need you anymore, you can go screw yourselves. You'll love separation, because most things, they will stay the same. But the Montreal Canadiens will probably have to change their names. We must have another referendum soon without delay. You'd think we'd get the message after 2, but we don't work that way. I love Quebecers, but I really couldn't care less what they say. We'll keep pitting them against each other till they vote our way.
Regarding separation, I've been told I'm getting in the way. It's not my fault. Neither side can understand a word I say. I may seem dumb and useless to Quebecers, kind of sinister, but I'm the very model of a liberal prime minister. Vote for me. Thank you very much. Give yourselves a hand. Give the tech guys a hand. Have a good night.
Sid Koop, folks, Sid Koop. We are finished for another show of Comedy Street. Did you guys have a good time tonight? Did you have a good one? Good. I was just thinking when you're up here, it looks like me and my family at the beach. Anyways, folks, thanks for coming out. I'm your host, Leland Klassen. We'll see you next time on Comedy Street.